Evening everyone. Before I start this video, I would just like to remind you guys we do have the free Telegram channel linked in the description below. I highly recommend you join the channel because usually we have plays called out before I make the videos about them. So if you want the most real-time trading advice or trading calls, I would highly recommend you join the group. So with that being said, I'm gonna go over the daily charts, the Fibonacci channel chart on the right and Fibonacci circle chart on the left. So in the last few days, nothing really has changed. We're still below S3 daily support, or resistance in this case, and the support lines down below, so around 25.4, 26k, and on the left we have 27k and 26k. So what happened in the last few days? We had a pump and a candle close above S3. However, the next day, this is why we wait for confirmation, guys. Always wait for a candle close and another green candle, because look what happened. It's down back below. And if you guys saw what I wrote in the Telegram chat, I did say daily is wrecked. Why did I say that? Mainly we have a tweezer top on the daily. This is a very bearish pattern. And we are again still below S3. So what I would like to see before I make any more big plays is either a candle close above S3 or at these lines again. Because I can hit these lines multiple times until I'm wrong. That's how I play. So I'll keep longing this line. When it breaks, I'm out. That's it. So these are the daily numbers and daily charts. However, I would like to go over the wedge I discussed in the last video. So if I open up the Bitcoin weekly chart over here, okay? Just to give you guys a quick reminder, we had this green trend line coming from all the way back in 2012, bottom wick over here, Corona wick, and extend the line even further. This is where we're currently at. Also, in case you're curious, I also have this line, which is especially clear on the monthly, but I have this purple for you guys just to distinguish. So again, over here I have a very strong support region, okay? I'm not gonna call it penny below 25k unless this line breaks. So, now something interesting about this pattern here and the previous 2019 pattern. So if you recall, we had this Corona dump over here, which is very, very similar to the current fractal we're at now. So if I take this rectangle over here, oops, sorry, let's just make this a bit more clear. There we go. And I copy this. Look at this, guys. It's a bit smaller but the same shape. So we have two fractals over here. Now, can this reverse like this side did? Now, something to take note of. How would you quantify a proper reversal or not? It's all about the neckline, guys. So this line over here, okay, from this red wick, this was the neckline back in 2019, 2020. So the bull market started only when we had a weekly close above this neckline. You see? So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks below it. Finally, I closed above, and the bull market started. So in this case, where are we at now? So if I get my horizontal lines, we have this neckline, which we discussed previously at 28,750. Okay, where we're currently at now. See this wick? Look at this drop. It's perfect. Right at the wick. We also have two patterns here, see? So we have head and shoulders and head and shoulders. Whereas back in 2019, we only had one. So, what does this mean? We have two necklines in this case, guys. Two necklines, it's very important. One is around 32,950. I'll get these numbers for you, make them more clear. Yeah, pretty much this number, so let's make it red for resistance currently. And we'll have one for support right below this one. So what do we want to see if we want a bull market? We will need, definitely, a candle close. Let me just get my brush back. Yeah. Candle close above this trend line. Now, if we get that pump above this trend line and it holds, maybe we get, 2-3 weeks above this trend line, we can open a long here and target the next resistance on the weekly or monthly, which is basically the main major resistance is way up here. Now, there are more resistances on the way. For example, if I draw this line, the previous breakdown, we can wick at this line as well eventually and come back down. but this is our trading range if we get a pump above this line. Now, something interesting is that Bitcoin usually, I mean, we've discussed this many times in the paid group, when you have the same pattern forming 2 times, you usually get a reversal. So usually if, let's say, pattern A, like this, and then it dumps, pattern B would usually pump instead. So in this case, doesn't look very good, guys. If this plays out, we can see a dump from here. Maybe, you know, we can pump up to the neckline again for a retest, but not close above and close below. So my key levels, again, 28,500, 28,700, that range. If we're going to close below, it's very bearish. And 32,800, or basically bottom of this wick, if you want to draw it yourself, is the next resistance. So these are the key levels to watch, guys, on the weekly and daily time frames. Now, if this line breaks, so we get a weekly candle close below this line, I mean, this can just keep dropping, guys. There's no bottom, really. The next line I have as a support, if this line breaks, is probably somewhere over here. So this can be, you know, 7K even. Take the price label for you guys. You know, let's say this happens in a few months. If this line breaks, this can be a retest, and then a nice solid dump. Now, there are some more supports in the meantime. This is how I get my higher time frame numbers. So you have the top wick, the all-time high, and this bottom. This can be a very nice support for a long scalp. So let's say this line breaks, okay, we get a candle close below. We don't get a test up here, there'll be no retest, okay, and this just drops all the way down to this line. If you long this, or if I long this, I would actually time my take profit somewhere back up here, because there'll be no retest and then I support. This is how you have to play, guys. You have to think, where is not tested and where can I buy in again or take profit? If you do that, it's very hard to lose a trade. Obviously, you can stop loss below the line or keep low leverage. It's up to you. So, guys, if I were you, I would draw these lines yourself, get some practice, maybe even save this chart. Okay, this is going to be a money chart, I can tell you. Again, so I'm just going to reiterate. If we get a close above 32,800 or 32,950, watch this, okay? Draw this line yourself. We get a close above. Make sure you never get a close below again. If you do get a close below, you must exit your longs, because this can drop way back down and even break this line. So again, wait for a close, wait 2-3 weeks, be patient, and you can have a long, maybe even swing it all the way back to this trend line. Alright, so I'm going to go over the lower time frame charts now, the WinXSell lower time frame charts. I want to point out one thing. On the 1 hourly chart, as you can see, there is no green line supports on the hourly. So as I said, we're playing higher time frames now. We're doing daily charts, weekly charts, monthly charts. So 1 hour supports are not going to be very strong. However, on the 4 hour, as you can see, we do have some green lines for support, which will match up with the weekly and daily charts. So again, guys, if you want these charts, you have to join the group, and if you like our content, you can subscribe and have access to these charts, including our daily charts and many others. Now, one example, guys, I want to give you is of a coin I used to follow, Phantom. I'm sure you guys all know about it, so let me just pull up the chart for you. Sorry, wrong one. Let's go on Binance, where there's more history. There we go. So I'm going to take off log, because on altcoins we always take off log on WinXSell. So, what happened on Phantom? So as you can see from the all-time high, there was a 93% drop. So why did this happen, guys? This is very important, even for future markets. Just pay attention to these moves. When you have a crazy pump like this, okay, so this all the way up, only one red candle. This is ridiculous. Only one red candle. You never buy this green. You never buy it. What you do is you wait till you see a drop, usually around 60%. So if I calculate this for you, you'll see that, yeah, pretty much 67%. Okay, and then you buy. Now look at this. Just to show you how RTA works. Look how interesting this is. So horizontal line. You take the previous stop. Let's touch perfect. There we go. So you had a pump. You broke the previous stop. What happens then, guys? you have a retest. So if you missed all of this in history, you can wait. You don't FOMO in over here. You wait. You see a red candle. Once you get a wick to a previous support, now you can enter and ride all of this. Okay. Now, why did the price drop so much? This is really interesting. You saw my Solana chart and my Cardano chart a while ago, where I had these green lines. See, look at this. Look at this touch on Solana. Look at that wick. It's perfect. And even on Cardano, see? These are big plays, guys. Now, the reason being, I had green lines, okay? The difference now is, on Phantom, it's very hard to find a green line. And that is why it dropped so quickly. So, for example, the only line I can find, really, the only one, is this red wick, bottom, and this one. And look where we're at. Look at the wick, look at that touch. Let me go on the daily chart for you guys, just to give you an example of how close you can get this. So daily wick, and look at that. It's so close. So with that being said, and actually probably I can even get this even closer if I find, yeah, there we go. Maybe even, yeah, actually you can even draw multiple lines. Make this thinner for you guys. Okay, so you can have 1, 2. Connect all the red wicks and this one as well. So here can be a support zone. You can make either one big order over here, or you can have smaller orders staggered down to minimize your loss or improve your entry. Okay, but literally I cannot find any more green lines. This is the only one I can find, and that is why the price fell as it did, because there was no support. It's that simple. So back to the weekly. I'll show you one more line which held the price. See guys, in these coins, history is really important. You would think that with this pump, it would ignore previous candles, but nope, look at this. So you zoom in, go to the past, you find the wicks again. Let me just take up these drawings. So you find this massive wick, the previous bottom, and look where you end up. Look at this touch, it's perfect. So you see, this is the only time I would have bought. Now, I missed this long, because I had 2 charts already done for other altcoins, but if I had to play Phantom, this would be my play. So guys, resistances. I would take the bottom over here, and this wick, which is now red. We also have these, massive resistance over here, massive resistance. Now, if this ever hits again, it's going to be a massive short for me, definitely a massive short. There we go. So this is the play, guys. This is how I would trade Phantom in the future, just as I did for Cardano and Solana. And again, guys, listen to your charts. These lines are magical, I'm telling you. These lines are free money, especially the Bitcoin charts. These are literally unparalleled. Alright guys, so that's it for this time. I'll see you guys in a few days. Remember to listen to your charts. Always, if you can, join our channel. It's free information at this point, and as you can see by our charts, they play out really, really well. Alright guys, good night. I'll see you next time.